Alright guys, so a bunch of people have been talking about this topic on Twitter and YouTube these past few days. Is Roblox Piggy dying? A very simple topic, a few YouTubers have already made a video on it. I think everything kind of kicked off because AntAntixx here made a video called Is Roblox Piggy Dying? And then Kreekcraft reacted to that video. And I'm gonna react to this one! Of course I'll have a link down below to this video as always. Let's get right into it.
Alright guys, so a bunch of people have been talking about this topic on Twitter and on YouTube over the past few days.
It's true, even
Roblox
Piggy News
Piggy
has.
dying? Very simple topic. A few YouTubers have made a video on it. I think everything kind of kicked off because AntAntixx here, he made a video called Is Roblox Piggy Actually Dying? I've skimmed through the video. I haven't watched all of it, but in this video, I'm going to be watching the video. We're going to be reacting to it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. Is Roblox Piggy going downhill? Let's talk about it. Of course, I'll have a link to the video down below as always.
Okay,
let's go ahead. Let's get started.
I'm ready.
Piggy actually dying? So
Ooh, that's tough to see, man.
Ooh, that is really tough, Kreekcraft. Oh my god, I hate this so much. But I do think this is actually a pretty important case study or a pretty important topic for those of you who are trying to make Roblox games out there. A game that was probably one of the fastest growing games on Roblox. It got millions of plays, suddenly dying down. If that's the case, if it is dying down, that would be pretty big. That would be a big deal. So have a look. We'll see if they talk about why.
I've seen this question kind of pondering around on Twitter, a few comments
People
on
ask me that a
YouTube
lot.
saying that Piggy is dying. So guys, today we are going to be going through quite a few things just to go over this question. Now, I would just like to point out that I am a lover of Piggy, and I'm not gonna, you know, slander it in any way, shape or form. I still think that it is a great game, but we are just going to be going over that question and just clearing a few things up. So
Same. Obviously, I love the game too, so.
Same. Obviously, I also love the game. The game really is amazing, and I doubt any of us want Minitoon to see these videos about Is Roblox Piggy dying and just start being like, oh, they hate the game. Oh my god, what have I done? I'm a failure. No, the games are amazing. Anyway.
Anything I say in this video, don't take it the wrong way.
Piggy is one of the fastest growing games inside of Roblox.
That's true. I think it's actually the fastest game ever to hit 1 billion visits. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure.
You can see here,
I would not
Piggy
be
is the
surprised.
second horror game to reach 1 billion visits, with the first being Murder Mystery 2.
Murder Mystery 2? That horror game? The only thing horrifying about that is a freaking mobile player who stops, turns 90 degrees, and then just slams into the wall and keeps trying to run through it for 5 minutes like it's platform 9 3/4 on the station to go into Hogwarts. But to be fair, calm down. This is Roblox. Literally anything where there's even a hint at murder turns it into a horror game. In fact, you could probably call games like Bloxburg and Adopt Me horror games. In Bloxburg, you trap people in your basement and slashy dance on them. In Bloxburg, you abduct little children and then drop them off the bridge. These are all terrifying games on Roblox, which shows us we shouldn't trust other people. Stick to Theme Park Tycoon, noob.
I wouldn't really call MM2 a horror game, but okay.
See?
In addition, it hit 2 billion place visits about a month later.
That's insane.
May 12th, 2020. It is the 8th game to reach 2 billion visits.
That's crazy.
And yet again, about another month later, June the 4th, 2020.
You know, if this was any other, like, Roblox game that wasn't, like, somewhat horror-related for, like, an older audience, everyone would be screaming, but, just like with Adopt Me. But because the game isn't exactly focused on children, people are like, oh, I guess it's not that bad a game. And, you know, if they don't think it's a bad game, then they're like, oh, it didn't get botted. Basically, there's clear bias here. But I am glad that people don't think Piggy was botted.
The game hit 3 billion visits. It is the 5th game to reach 3 billion.
Dang.
It's really popular. Yeah, the game has done great.
Yeah. It'll be the first game to reach 10 billion, baby. I'm telling ya. We may be only chugging along with 50k concurrent players at the moment, but I'm telling you, one more update with that sweet, sweet potato coming back, and boom, baby, we're in the millions of concurrent players.
Now
I mean, they have their own toys. This is the first and only Roblox game to literally have their own toy brand in stores. You can go to GameStop right now and see Piggy toys on the shelf.
It's in a Mr. Beast video.
Quite some statistic to be proud of. Now, I think think that we would all be lying if we was to say that it is not a big game, because it is one of the biggest games on Roblox.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, recently it's kind of taken a step downhill, and you know, we keep getting some pictures on Twitter and stuff saying that the like percentage has gone down, but Piggy even knocked off a...
I don't think you can, like, so many people look at how many likes a game has on Roblox, and like, who cares about how many likes it has or doesn't have? Like, it means nothing. People can bot the likes so easily, dude. Like the likes and how many they have, it doesn't mean anything. Don't pay attention to it.
I totally agree with Kreekcraft there, where he talks about, like, ignoring the like to dislike ratio, because it is kind of stupid, and it does get botted all the time. But AntAntixx here, he is talking more about the trend, and I think the trend of likes and dislikes, that can be looked at to extrapolate how the current user base sees the game. Probably not so much with smaller games, where bots can literally, like, increase your likes by like 1,000%, but with like the giant games like Adopt Me and the Piggy and all that, and one bot raid will just like reduce it by like a tiny percent, and then all the players will swarm back in and bring it back. I'd say they're a bit more valid there.
Adopt Me for the top played map inside of Roblox. So right here, as you can see, shortly after the release of the highly anticipated Chapter 12, which was obviously the plants, Piggy surpassed Adopt Me in concurrent players.
Man, the hype for that was good.
For a few hours. The game reached upwards to 510,000 players until the spot was retaken.
Chapter 12 was hype, dude. It was hype.
Considering that Adopt Me is literally the biggest game on Roblox, and
Adopt Me isn't only the biggest game on Roblox, it's actually one of the biggest games in the world. It actually has more concurrent players, and by that I mean people playing it at the same time than most games on Steam. That includes stuff like PUBG. That includes stuff like GTA 5. It is a huge, huge game.
Yeah, dude, at this point, Adopt Me could pretty much become the next, like, MOBA. Like, it's only a matter of time before we have some insane esports teams like FaZe Clan bringing together a team for Adopt Me to compete in those crazy pet challenges that I see on YouTube, like a quick trading up to like a neon with only red pets. Whoa! Millions of views! Why aren't I doing that? Honestly though, we need an actual competition like that. That would be sick.
Piggy could actually say that they knocked Adopt Me off of the top spot inside of Roblox. That is quite something. So yes, this was back when the game was kind of in its prime. It was really going strong. But now, what's going on now? You know, the like percentage is going down. Everyone's complaining that, you know, it's taken ages for updates to come out and stuff like that. But don't forget, guys, that we are in quite a weird predicament right now. So obviously when all of these stats were going crazy, knocking big games off of the top spot and getting 510,000 players in a game, don't forget that this was right in the middle of a pandemic.
I was actually about to say this. Like, here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Piggy came out, not only, it was a brand new game, but it came out in the height of the pandemic. It got popular in the middle of the pandemic, in which literally every single school, almost every single school in the entire world was closed. Almost every kid was at home. Tons of parents, millions and millions of adults, their jobs were closed. Everybody was at their house. Now, obviously, the pandemic's still going on. A lot of places are still on lockdown, but some schools are open. It is nowhere near as lockdown as it was back when Piggy was really, really popular. And so just like when you have, you know, just like with me, you know, I was getting like millions of views every single video during the height of the pandemic. And that's because everybody was at home. Nobody had anything to do but watch YouTube videos.
Same, Kreekcraft, yeah. I was getting millions of views back when it first came out. Yeah. Ugh. But to be fair, my channel did start during Piggy, and I guess kind of like Piggy, my channel like went in the same direction. And that was honestly amazing. It was like the perfect storm for both Piggy and the epic Devown channel. I'd probably still be making videos on abducting people and Adopt Me if it weren't for the Piggy game, so that was awesome.
Yes, and it was the same thing with Piggy. You know, everybody was playing Piggy because they didn't have anything else to do. So just like with YouTubers, just like with TV shows, just like with movies, obviously when everybody's at home doing nothing, the entire world's at home locked down.
I love doing that, by the way. I prefer to be at home doing nothing.
You're going to get more players. You're going to get more viewers. And obviously, whenever, you know, we're not in the pandemic anymore, that stuff is going to go down a little bit. It's not really, you know, that's to be expected. It's not really, you know, crazy.
That's true. That's very true. Like, of course, like, Piggy won't have the same numbers that it had during the pandemic, but it definitely has gone down more than it would normally. Like, it was up with Adopt Me, as you said before. Like, it was massive back then. But now, Royale Adopt Me still has 300,000 people. Tower of Heck, Meep City, New Year's Royale, all of these games, the first row, the second row. Piggy is what, like 13th place right now. Basically, the numbers of all the games on Roblox went up and down during the pandemic. It wasn't just Piggy, but Piggy is slowly losing ranks in Roblox, which is probably why Ant's making the video, and shows that it isn't just the pandemic making Piggy lose players. I'm sure Kreekcraft probably knows this, but I just wanted to point it out to those who were like, oh, it's because of the pandemic, and everything would be fine if it wasn't for the pandemic. Piggy would still be at 500,000 players if the pandemic was still going crazy. No. It's definitely losing players that has nothing to do with the pandemic as well. Obviously. It is losing players because of the pandemic, but other things too.
That was when all of the children were out of school.
Like, I literally got like 1 million subs in 3 months. Like, that's how crazy it was, you know? Like, that kind of thing normally doesn't happen unless you dream, but that kind of thing normally doesn't.
I wish I got 1 million subs in 3 months. Smash subscribe, and we'll get to 1 million right now. Let's go. 1 month, baby!
It happened. It's just because there was a pandemic.
All the schools were closed, which meant that only everybody could just swarm onto YouTube.
Yeah.
And when all of these kids started putting in Roblox into YouTube, what came up? Piggy. So everyone started to go play Piggy. So yes, I think that the pandemic...
Nah, whenever they typed Roblox in, Kreekcraft came up.
pandemic did have a great big effect
Not really.
on
What
this
about
game's
Devound?
success. But don't get me wrong, the game
about
is
Devound,
still one
Kreekcraft?
of the best out there, with the storyline being second to none. And come on guys, let's be honest, one of the best creators out there with Minitoon.
Yeah, what is up with the storyline? Like, why is that so popular? I mean, like, it is an amazing storyline, but like, my train of thought is, why is it so good compared to all the other ones? Like, you've got the House Story, right? That roleplay game. Like, that has an amazing story last time I checked. Is that the one with like Scary Larry or something? That game is an amazing story, but it only has like 5,000 players. Is it because of the format? Are people just like not that interested in pure just like roleplay on rails? Do they want something with like actual gameplay combined with an actual story, just like with Piggy, which I think is the only game that really does that well? Let me know some other games below that kind of do that, but that's just my theory.
Come on guys, how often do you see a creator actually reply to tweets on Twitter saying, you know, oh look
That's
at
true.
this
He's good.
piece of art, it is so good.
He's
know?
good.
And how
Yeah.
often do you see a creator...
I think Minitoon is the best. I say this. I say this like with a great deal of respect here. Okay, I think Minitoon, in terms of engagement with fans, is the best developer in Roblox. Yes, he makes a cool game, but he is always on Twitter replying to people, talking to people. That is great.
Yeah, he always fills up my Twitter feed whenever I go on Twitter. I always see like Minitoon liked, Minitoon replied, Minitoon tweeted, Minitoon retweeted. Like, he's everywhere. I don't know how he does it. There's really not that many people out there that engage as much as Minitoon, so props to him.
Another good example of this, Jailbreak, they have an entire Twitter account just to reply and talk to people. They have an entire Reddit, subreddit just to reply and talk to people. They do a great job with it too. But Minitoon literally takes it to another level. It's crazy.
To go into an interview as such, or how often do you see a creator actually join its creators for its videos? Like,
Minitoon is literally in a random Discord group of just fans, and he talks in there about Piggy all the
So
time.
nice.
Like, he's a very, very dedicated person.
Yeah, and Ant actually mentioned Minitoon, like, joining people's videos and all that. And I've seen it, like, Minitoon playing with Ant and all them. I'm pretty sure he's played with Nightfox, right? Wait, did Minitoon play with Ant? Well, he was on the game show, at least. Like, that is absolutely crazy. And he always joins Kreekcraft streams. Heck, he even joined my stream at one point. He didn't join me in game, but he was in the chat, which I'm forever grateful for. Like, it is absolutely crazy. And the reason why I haven't done a video with, like, Minitoon in the game or anything is because I'm always so shy when it comes to getting collabs and all that. Like, I am terrified of them because I'm so awkward when I talk. You guys talked about it when I was doing the Among Us game with everyone. And man, I do need to get used to it though. So maybe one day.
guys, Piggy has...
Like, I couldn't even do that. Like, that would probably be a little bit too much for me. Because it gets crazy. You know, everyone commenting, everyone tweeting at you all day, every day. It gets crazy sometimes. So hats off to him.
Got absolutely everything going for it. Okay, so we've spoken about the past and how good the past has actually been. Now let's speak about the present, and let's speak about why the like percentage is going down, and let's speak about why people think that...
I'm gonna be real. I think Roblox should just delete the likes. All right, delete likes, delete dislikes. Just get rid of them. They're too easily botted, and here's what happens. So
we gotta give them the illusion of choice, I was gonna say. I'm not disagreeing or agreeing there, but I'm just making a joke. We gotta give them the illusion of choice, the illusion that they can enjoy the game. But really, what do likes even do? Do they just give like someone an indicator of how good a game is? But I don't see any kid, who goes to a game and checks the like ratio before they're going to play it and be like, yes, this only has a 60% like ratio. I only play games with a 70% plus like ratio. Skip on to the next game. No, you just see whatever game has the most colorful thumbnail and you're like, oh, let me play that, yeah. So I agree, it definitely doesn't really have any like physical merit, like it really isn't needed, but I still think it's nice to have there. It's a nice thing to see. And it does sometimes, like in those games where I have to choose for like YouTube videos when they only have like 2 concurrent viewers at a time, the like ratio is actually something I'll check. Like if it only has like 50 thumbs up and then like 1,000 thumbs down, then I probably won't play it, but I'll still check it out because I'm like, dude, how does a game get that many dislikes? And of course, it could be bots doing the 1,000 dislikes, but if a game has like 20,000 visits and only 50 likes, then I think there's something going on here. Oh yeah, and by the way, who even presses the like button on games? I've never done that on Roblox. I'm sorry if I've played your game, but like, it is just something I never think of. Like, you seriously have to be bored to put in the time to actually liking a game. Hey, it shows support, so do it. I'm just giving out my thoughts here. I'm sorry if I'm like some weirdo, but yeah, let me know, do you do that?
Inside of an event or something goes on in the game and there's a lot of players that play the game, if something bad happens and there's a bug or the players don't get what they want, they dislike the game and the dislikes go down. And that's what happened here. There was a few bugs with the Ready Player 2 event that Piggy was a part of, and because there was a few bugs, everybody disliked the game. It's just get rid of it.
No, I think that's actually totally fair, really. Like, if there's bugs in a game and players want to dislike it, they shouldn't be like, oh, we'll ignore the bugs, we'll ignore the entire game breaking, just judging off the old YouTube videos, it's still very good. I'll give it a like. No, the whole point of it is to like let the creator know, I guess, if you like it or dislike it. And if there's a whole bunch of bugs in the game suddenly, then a lot more people are gonna dislike it. So I totally think it's fair to get those like dislike bombs whenever you got giant bugs. It gives you more like motivation to fix it faster, but you have to really know that it's because of the bugs as well. Like, people should be giving back constructive criticism rather than just saying, dislike, game bad. And yes, while there's no way to actually give that constructive criticism, since Roblox took away comments, it'll encourage a creator to go looking for them on Twitter or Discord or something.
Get rid of likes and dislikes.
Piggy is dying. So right here, you are seeing the like percentage of Piggy. Now,
okay, yeah, well, to be fair, I do agree with Kreekcraft where when it comes to like this sort of stats, like I don't think the like to dislike ratio is really a sign of Piggy dying. I mean, it could be a sign of a lot more people getting frustrated with it, so I guess you could call it that, but definitely not when it comes to like the player base, especially on Roblox, anyway.
Is declining, but let's also speak.
It went from 90.71 to 90.7. Like, it's not... It didn't drop off that much.
About the fact that it is still in its 90s and it's 90s.7.
It dropped off 0.01. That's not much. I wouldn't even talk about it.
So this is literally dropping by the most smallest margin. But obviously there is a reason as to why it is dropping. So before we left to...
Well, actually, let me check the Piggy stats on Rollemon, because if it's been a constant decline, then I think there's some merit to it. Let me have a look. The charts, the daily like percentage. I mean, yeah, it's been going down since June 8th. I mean, I don't know if I'd really call that down, but it is interesting how it's just going down like that. Like, surely any other game you could see would probably be like completely level or maybe going up a bit. But it is kind of interesting. It went down like a whole %. I mean, it's not that much, but when you compare it to stuff like Brookhaven RP, which has been going up all over time, and then Tower of Heck, what happened over there? Dang, was it some horrible update with bugs or something? That's going up all the time. I guess you could say Piggy isn't getting like explosive like growth anymore. Like, a whole bunch of new kids aren't coming to it saying, boy, I love this game! Well, probably because Minitoon already soaked up like nearly the entire player base of Roblox already, but yeah, yeah, I just thought it was an interesting point. But yeah, still, it's barely going down at all. So I think Kreekcraft has a fair point there.
Dropping. So before we left to Piggy Book 1, you know, we kind of then went on to Piggy Book 2, and it took quite some time to actually come out, and we were kind of left a little bit in the darkness. But that's because they had some, you know, plans bubbling from underneath with Piggy Book 2. So speaking about Piggy Book 2. Piggy Book 2 was released on the 12th of September 2000.
Man, has it been that long? Jeez, dude.
2020. So if we actually got an update every 2 weeks, like how we did with Chapter 1. Obviously, we didn't get it every single week. Obviously, we didn't get it every single 2 weeks, I meant. But we actually do normally get an update of a new chapter every 2 weeks. And let's say...
By the way, do you remember when Piggy updates came out weekly? Back in the days of, I'm pretty sure it was like Station, Gallery, Forest, and School? Then maybe Hospital? I think after that it was like every second week, but I'm pretty sure those ones came out weekly. That was insane.
That we did get that throughout the
Minitoon's probably
Book 2.
dying
We would
trying to get them out
actually
now.
be on Chapter 9 by now. Obviously, there would have been quite a few extra games in the middle. You know, we would have had updates, maybe a few game modes and stuff like that. But we would be on Chapter 9. Guys, that's pretty insane. Now, why has it taken so long to come out, guys? Why?
Because of RB Battles and Ready Player 2. I already know exactly what...
Curse those games, RB Battles and Ready Player 2, ruining Piggy!
What he's gonna say. There was like a 2-month period where Minitoon was working on these events, and these events,
going crazy with
Roblox is very, you know, whoopah, they want to make sure everything works perfectly. So there was a lot of time that went into those events right there.
Why are we only on Chapter 4? Not even half the way to Chapter 9. Well, guys, let's point out the obvious. We've just had Christmas, we've just had New Year, and also something that actually took quite a lot of time, which is the RB battles. Oh, and you also had the Ready Player 2 event. So with the 2 events going on, it was kind of pointless putting up...
Yeah, because Minitoon, like, I would not have wanted any new updates to Piggy to come out during those events, because there was so much going on at that time. I would not have time to play it. Everyone was just focused on those events. I just wouldn't have had time to play it.
Yeah, I don't know. Nowadays, I'm begging for an update. I don't know if Kreek feels the same way. He always seems to have a cool video idea. But nowadays, I'm constantly begging for something to happen. Like, I'm looking for Roblox drama vids. I'm looking for Piggy vids. I mean, I'm not begging for drama to happen, but like something interesting to talk about. Like a new Piggy update, I guess. Or like some Roblox funny thing. Yeah, I'm waiting for it, but that period just in December, there was too much, and now there's like nothing. It's a barren wasteland of ideas.
Another chapter. So yes,
I have to use my brain
4
now.
months down the line, and it looks as though we've only had 1 chapter per month so far. But with the Ready Player 2 event and the RB battles both kind of clashing with Piggy releases, that is...
I mean, we are getting a new game in a few days too, so I mean, like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Minitoon's been working on a new game, hey. Yeah, what do you think about that? Would you rather, I know I asked it in a previous video, but would you rather the normal Piggy updates or the new game? Like, I didn't expect Minitoon to start making this open world Piggy game, and I'm pretty sure he tweeted this until after Piggy was already done. But no, apparently he's really, really excited and he wants to get it out now. So, more power to him. But I do wonder how far into completion Chapter 5 is.
It has taken so long to actually come out. But guys, I'm sure quite a few of you guys are aware by now that we are not just looking forward to chapter releases. We are also now getting a brand new Piggy game. So this is obviously something that must have been bubbling under their little umbrella, shall we say? I don't know how long it's actually been bubbling under their umbrella, but it's been, you know, it's been quite some time for sure. I mean, this brand new game release, it's going to be pretty huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be a completely different Roblox.
It's basically Apocalypse Rising, but Piggy
game. And
I wonder how it's gonna do, because I always assumed like the big success with Piggy was the story aspect. I don't know if the open world Piggy game is gonna have story. I know Minitoon said there'd be side quests, but if the story isn't there, I don't know if it's gonna be as popular, or will it just be like another Roblox Rust clone? I don't know, I'm really curious to see, or maybe just the success of the original Piggy will be able to transfer over to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Everybody has always been saying, Minitoon, take a break. And so guys, it finally looks like he's listening. Yes, you may get some little, 10-year-old bot going, "Oh, where's my chapter, Minitoon?" But you know what? Everybody's health, everybody's family is the most important thing at this moment
really
in time.
good, like,
whether we get chapter 5 in, 5 months' time, it doesn't even matter. The main thing is that everybody is here. And yes, I know that you guys are probably really, really looking forward to story releases. What's going to come up? Is Zizzy going to die? Yada, yada, yada.
She did. Yeah, she did.
But guys,
actually, Kreekcraft, Minitoon has stated that Zizzy may not be, in fact, dead, because remember, the potions just store your brain inside your own brain, and you can't do the actions, Kreekcraft. Technically, they're not dead. Jeez. I'll bring up the tweet here or something. I know Minitoon tweeted about it, okay? I'm not going crazy.
Guys, people actually have to have a life. So let's...
What? No, they don't. What do you mean, dude? Are you telling me that people have to have a life? Wait, what? Where do you get one of these?
Summarize.
Cringe.
Is
lives
Piggy
are overrated.
Dying? Well, what would you guys say? Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below.
No.
Well, what would you guys say? Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below.
No, it's leveling off after a pandemic. That's basically what's going on. And I mean, look, I think this is the big takeaway from this. All right, it's very obvious that Minitoon has a big stake in Piggy. I'm just gonna mute it and let the rest of the video play out. Right, like he has made toys to go into stores. He's not just gonna abandon it. Right, like this is a brand, and it's obvious that he wants to take it to the next level. When you have toys in stores of your game, you will constantly put out new stuff for that game because that's how business works. It's just like with Adopt Me. Adopt Me is not gonna be like, oh, well, that's it, no more Adopt Me tomorrow. No, dude, they make tons of money.
Yeah, that is true, but to be fair, Minitoon is just an individual. Adopt Me is an entire corporation. They are a business. They're a team or I don't know, an entity or something that is there to actually make money. Whereas Minitoon, he's still an individual. Yeah, he has toys and all that, but like he doesn't have employees and all that. He isn't like, he doesn't have to keep making money if he wants to. I guess you could say the same with Adopt Me, but they have like a lot more stakeholders, like individuals that are interested in the success of Adopt Me than just plain old Minitoon himself. So yeah, Minitoon could, I guess, if he wants, just be like, I'm kind of done with Piggy, I'm moving on to something else. Something, a luxury which Adopt Me probably wouldn't have if they want to continue.
And like Piggy, I'm sure they make tons of money from these toys. Obviously, it's a really popular game.
Oh yeah, by the way, of course, I still totally agree with Kreekcraft though. Like, yeah, Minitoon, of course he's gonna keep doing Piggy stuff. Of course he isn't gonna try and let the game die. But yeah, I wanted to point that out.
Even a TV show or something similar, animated series down the line, I would not be surprised. Like, there is a lot of stuff that they are doing behind the scenes, and I think in the long haul, Piggy will be here for a very, 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 very long time. So is Piggy as popular today as it was, at the height of, its popularity a few months ago? No, but I mean, that's the same for everything. YouTubers, TV shows, everything. Like, it was just during a pandemic. It was really popular, and now it's leveled off a little bit, and this is just kind of where it is. No, yeah, it does kind of stink that we...
Yeah, so I've already talked about this, but yeah, they say, like, because of the pandemic, Piggy isn't as popular as it was before, and I guess you could say that with every single game on Roblox, but also Piggy has kind of lost a bit of popularity relative to the other games on Roblox as well. Like, if we pull up the stats like a little stat goblin, we have Brookhaven RP, which I don't know what it is doing, but it is just going crazy. Tower of Heck, it went up during the pandemic, and then it went back down, but it's still sitting on a nifty 50k, and it even went back up a bit for God knows what reason. And Meep City as well, it appears to be doing the same. What, is there like a second pandemic? Is it COVID-2 all over again? But then you got Piggy, and while it's gone down, I agree with Kreekcraft, it's definitely leveled off. Like, look down here, it's been at like around 50,000 players since November, but if we were relying solely on the pandemic, we'd see more of a trend like the Tower of Heck, like it just goes up and then it comes down, just a small bump. But Piggy has been going down since chapter 12, and of course that would be something to do with it, because chapter 12 was so hype, it was so massive, of course Piggy is gonna lose players after that. So yeah, I'm just clarifying that it wasn't just the pandemic which contributed to the loss of players. And you know, I'm probably willing to bet that like around 50,000 players is like Piggy's true form, where Piggy truly belongs on the Roblox chart. I don't know, maybe this will change. Like, I'm thinking when the story moves away from like Willow Wolf and the TSP gang, which is kind of like your typical humans versus humans, it's never that well received when it's compared to like humans versus infected. Once we get back to that, and once we get back to the mystery of like the mysterious red eye shadow Piggy, I think it's gonna start going up again as we get hyped for the chapter 2, book 2 ending, I should say. But then after that, there's probably gonna be another big drop in. Who knows where we're gonna go after that. But yeah.
Haven't had many updates to the chapters, you know, that does kind of stink a little bit. I do wish we got chapter 5, chapter 6, all that. That does stink a little bit. But we did get the RB battles and all of that going on. So like, you know, it's cool. Again, Minitoon's one person making all of this stuff. I can't really, you know, like throw any like cake at him or anything. I think he's doing a great job. I think he's doing a really good job. We got oh look, a new video. We got like 5. Wait, we're on chapter 5
what
now.
Is that?
So we got 5, 6. We got 6, 11, 7, 5, 6, 7 more chapters. We got a lot more Piggy stuff coming out this year. So get excited, man. And of course, the brand new game's coming out soon too, and I'll be live streaming. So that'll be fun. So no, Piggy's not dying. No, it's not. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Do I think Piggy is dying? The whole reason you probably clicked on the video if you're still watching now and haven't fallen asleep because of me. Well, this is probably going to annoy you, but how do you define dying? Because if we look at the all-time chart compared to the all-time concurrent players chart, Piggy is dying. Like, look at this. It was at 300k. But then compared to the 1 month chart, oh my god, Piggy is alive and thriving. It's not going down at all. And it's still constantly at 60,000 players. So it's like Kreek said, it's obviously like leveled off. I don't think it's gonna be dropping any further right now, although school is starting back. So if all you munchkins suddenly for some reason prioritize your homework and assignments over Piggy, then we'll probably see a dip here. So player-wise, I would say no, it's not dying at all. Like, it's still got like 60,000 players. It's like one of the top 10 games on Roblox still, which is absolutely crazy. But if you define it by like, is it mainstream anymore, then I'd probably be more inclined to say no. It is dying in that respect. Like, it isn't like a huge phenomenon anymore that all the players on Roblox are talking about, and that the Adopt Me team probably hiring hitmen to take out Minitoon or something. It's not that big anymore. However, as I'm sure you know, games don't need to be mainstream to be good. Piggy is an absolutely amazing game, and like the hype it generated will always be remembered, and you know, there's always possibility for it to come back at the end of book 2. It all depends on where Captain Minitoon takes us, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going. But what do you think? Is Piggy dying? How do you define dying? Write me an essay and have it in my office by 3 p.m. Tuesday. I will catch you in tomorrow's video, and if you don't want to do the essay, then like and subscribe instead. Instead, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Goodbye! That was the worst outro I've ever done. Jeez.